Lights, camera, action! Finally got it working. Been mucking around with this for a while. You are listening to show and telling, the podcast. Stacey, Monty and Mel here with you.
Hello.
Hey.
This afternoon.
We have to start talking about the Karen Ristevski murder case.
Oh. Mate, this is full on, isn't it?
Mm,
I can't get enough of the story, and I was a bit complacent with it to start with because I tend to not tune into the news very much at all, but I'm shocked. This guy is literally going to be out in 4.5 years.
Unbelievable.
Murdered his wife.
Deterrent to not killing your wife.
That's the thing, is there's no, what is the deterrent? That's what the scary thing about this is, I reckon.
Imagine you're a woman living in a family violence situation.
Yeah.
And you see that.
Yeah.
And people, leave your partner. They're getting urged to do that. They leave. And then there's no consequence for that person. If you left your partner and you were being bashed, right? You go to the hospital or whatever. If you get 9 years, or they're saying he's only going to serve 5 for murder.
I don't even think it is 5, because I was saying that he was always the main suspect in this case.
Yes.
And his phone was tapped from early on, and what led them to go, right, this is actually him that did it, which you say his name differently than I do. I call him Boris.
No, I think it's Borche.
Right.
Boris and Borche. Two
You know,
very different.
my brother-in-law is Serbian, and when he talks about him, he says Borche, and it is spelt like that. Borce.
Right.
It's not spelled like Boris. Boris is probably just his Ossified name.
Yeah, well, I definitely say Boris, but...
And I'll say Borches.
Did you hear that somewhere, or did you make it up? Because it's a very different spelling to Boris.
Well, I know, but do you hear...
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's an Aussified name. Like, you know...
Yeah, like, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Anyway, so he, what ended up leading it to him being, charged was the fact that his phone was tapped and his reaction to certain things. Like, as soon as her body was found, he's like, well, it's got nothing to do with me. Like, that's a very strange reaction to have when you find out your wife's been missing for so long.
Your woman.
Anyway, so he's sentenced to 9 years and without chance of parole. Is that how I say it? For 6 years? Or he's up for
Non-parole period.
For 6 years, And then he will be probably out within 4.5 years. Also, what helped him out to get this was the fact that his daughter gave him a character reference, even after knowing that her dad had murdered her mum.
Very suspicious.
Yeah.
Tell us what you said today about it, Mel.
My husband said he would not be surprised, not blaming anyone or saying anything in particular has happened, but that maybe Borche didn't even actually do it. Maybe he's covering for somebody.
Or maybe they did it together.
Meaning
his daughter.
And his,
Yeah.
Because you would cover it for your kid. You would.
Of course you would. And look, I tried to say to my husband, because my husband was saying to me, if my dad killed my mum, there is no chance in hell, even though he's been a great father, that I would be saying to a court, oh, he's a great man and whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
no chance.
Boom.
It's very hard to know unless you're in that situation.
Yeah. I know.
Like, I know.
And she has lost everybody now.
Everybody. She's lost her mum, she's lost her dad. You'd be so confused. And also, he has not admitted to how he murdered her, which is the most bizarre thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why and how? Not that it makes it any better, but at the same time, why and how, mate? And has he told his daughter that? Like, also
maybe he didn't do it.
Maybe he didn't, but I think it's all pointing to him that he did. Like, I mean, it's not that it's just he did it maybe. It's like you can't put someone behind bars unless you're sure. So I don't know. I mean, I think that's pretty far-fetched to think.
He has to have told somebody. He has to have told the police. Because apparently when they found her body, she was so badly decomposed they couldn't figure out how she'd been murdered.
Yeah.
He has to have said and how he did it. And my understanding is that murder is premeditated. I've got a gun and I'm coming and I'm going to shoot you, knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Manslaughter to me feels like maybe he pushed her and she fell and hit her head and died.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then he still had that presence of mind to pick her up, put her in the car.
That's what I was going to say.
Drive her somewhere, bury her.
Yes.
It's not like a moment of anger.
No.
He really
But that's
Had a
also what
Yeah.
did give him the sentence of such a of manslaughter, which is the average in Victoria as well that he got for manslaughter. But because the thing is that it might have been accidental how he killed her.
But if he's not telling anyone, how do they know that it wasn't premeditated? If he's sticking to his guns that he's not telling anyone how he killed her, then how do they know it's not premeditated murder?
They live near you.
Yeah, they live like 2 or 3 minutes from me.
Wow, it's always so eerie when there's something like that that's going on close by to you. It's like when,
Totally.
and this is obviously a completely different situation, but when I was in primary school, a little boy in the class next to me got hit by a train, and every time I would go past his house, I would feel this really scared, uneasy feeling.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Reality.
It's because it's a form of tragedy that's gone on in an eerie, strange tragedy.
You can disconnect when it's not near you. When it's near you, it becomes real.
Totally.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's like completely insane, the fact that this is going on everywhere. And there's a huge outcry, so I reckon it's going to be appealed. And
Oh, it has to be.
So it should. It's like there's crazy stuff going on. Like I know we've already spoken about show+tell, but it's like, what is the deterrent for people to not do obscene things?
yeah, when it's such a small sacrifice, like 4 years,
Surely
it's like he's going to be out, and he'll still be young enough to have a whole other life after it.
Yeah.
I know, he carried the coffin.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that makes my skin crawl.
Awful, isn't it?
Hey, another sick thing that's coming out is the Larry Nassar doco. I was obsessed with his podcast. So he was the doctor to a heap, like thousands and
The
thousands.
whole US gymnastics team.
Yeah, of gymnasts in the USA. And he was somebody that many, many women and children and families trusted this guy. And he was such a predator that he would molest the children while the parents were in the room. He had it down pat so much. Have you listened to the podcast, Stace?
No, I haven't.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, Mel? Like, he would have the girls up on the table and position them in such a way that he was blocking the sight of the parents to the kid.
Yeah.
And would like be massaging their inner thigh and then insert his fingers into...
Oh, God.
But it was... The way he did it, he had everybody fooled.
Yeah.
He had one of the mums, I think it was one of the mums, was saying that when she was in the room, she noticed he had an erection.
Yes.
When he was working on the daughter.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a lot of, they say, around the pelvic area and lower back, and he would then put his fingers in and do whatever, right? And the mum noticed and thought something was wrong. I think went to the police. He was investigated. I think
multiple
a couple of
times.
times.
Yeah.
But he had this whole manuscript of how, it's uncomfortable and it's invasive, but you have to get in there to heal their back and...
Because it is
whatever
an
issues
actual
they had.
medical procedure, but it is extremely uncommon. And I actually think it
And
is
without
around...
gloves.
It's around pelvic issues as well, like pelvic floor issues and things like that, I think, as opposed to what he was... Like, if some of these girls coming in with sore necks and he's shoving his fingers up them, like...
They said no matter what they went in there for, it would always end up with his fingers in there.
We're talking hundreds of girls. So these incredibly brave women speak out on the Larry Nassar podcast, which you and I were just hooked on.
Yeah.
And now it's been turned into a podcast, which is filming the court...
Doco
Sorry, what did I say?
podcast.
Oh, a doco.
Yeah.
Where it's in the courtroom of when Larry's getting sentenced, and these women stand... The judge gives over 200 women their time to get up in front of Larry and say how he has affected their life.
Oh, that makes me feel sick.
And allows them to tell their story.
Well,
and
they've got each other too now.
Exactly.
You know?
And there's this whole thing around like elite sports and how no one was protecting those girls because they were gold medalists.
Yeah.
They were performing the way they had to perform for their country. They were getting gold medals. So that duty of care wasn't even there
No.
with this guy. And the thing is, this was, when they raided his house, they found something like 37,000 child porn videos.
He's a sicko.
Videos of him taping himself with these girls.
Oh, hold on.
Jesus.
I don't think that it was actually found in the house, if I remember the podcast right. Wasn't it that he threw a hard drive out on the street and one cop ended up going through his rubbish and finding it? And on that was all the evidence they needed. Just hours and hours of child pornography.
I thought it was in his basement.
I listened to it quite a while ago now.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I wouldn't insist. I probably got it wrong.
Probably because I never get anything wrong.
Never.
Speaking of
always right, by the way.
Speaking of amazing podcasts, did you end up finishing Who the Hell is Hamish?
No, I did not.
Oh, God.
You're the only person I know who hasn't been able to get through that.
No.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh.
Did you listen to it and think how gullible these people were, or just what a master manipulator he was?
Well, yeah, to start with, you go, I would never. So this is about, if you haven't heard of Who the Hell is Hamish, it will absolutely get made into a mini-series, same as Dirty John has, and the Larry Nassar podcast is now getting made into a series as well, or a doco. But he is an Aussie man who is just a master manipulator. He's a sociopath, he's a psychopath, and he reels people in, takes their money, and it's basically a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
But Lisa Ho, you know, the designer, the Aussie designer, she was one of his victims, like extremely knowledgeable people. So the further it goes in, the more you're like, this guy is, like, he could out-scam the biggest scammer in the world. Like, he is he's incredible at what he does, which is being an absolute fraud.
Yeah.
And it gets different people on who he basically screwed over. And it's unbelievably, I will walk to the other day for 2 hours listening to it. So good.
Imagine people like that use their powers for good and not evil.
That's what I said, and it also makes you go, as on the outside,
charity.
I know.
On the outside, though, you people wouldn't have known that about him. And so I said to Sam, I'm like, we have no idea who the sociopaths in our world are, unless you're really close and for a long amount of time.
You don't know.
You don't know. But there's sociopaths and psychopaths all around us.
Yeah, everywhere.
It's pretty full on.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And listening to this, I was like, oh my God, they're there. Like,
I know.
Who are they in my world? And I started to look at people like, who is it? Is it you?
God, don't think too hard. It'll ruin your world.
It was Easter over the long weekend.
Sure was. My weight in Easter eggs.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Well, what is it about Easter egg chocolate that's different? Like, what's the ingredient?
Yeah.
Or is it the foil?
It has to be something. It actually doesn't even taste as good, but I can't say.
No, I don't think it tastes
It doesn't,
good
but
either.
it tastes like Easter chocolate. Like,
Yeah.
what is it that's different
Maybe
about
it's
it?
cheaper.
Like
it's still
Cadbury. But we're used to eating a block. Like, a little block is dense. Whereas
But the
this is
little
a
mini
fine.
eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
they're
mini eggs.
great.
They've got salted caramel. They've had salted caramel. Yeah.
And what about the cream egg block? Smash those.
Cream egg is the most disgusting egg.
love it.
Don't get caught with egg on your face. Don't get caught. Cadbury cream egg.
Do you know what?
I love it
Speaking
so
of Easter,
much.
let me ask you something. When you make hot cross buns,
Who makes hot cross buns? Go to Baker's Delight, mate.
no, not make them.
Oh.
I mean warm them up.
Oh.
Anyway, when you warm up,
Yeah.
toast one.
Yeah.
What do you toast it in? And let's say a choc chip one. Not
The
a
toaster.
Yeah, the toaster.
Yeah, I would think the toaster too. I've never been into hot cross buns. This year I got into choc chip hot cross
Well,
buns.
who doesn't?
Well, my husband goes to use the toaster and he's like, what's going on? This thing's smoking. I went and had a look and there was smoke coming off it. And he's like, there's chocolate on the elements. He goes, what idiot put a hot cross buns in here? And I said, me? How else are you supposed to? He's like, are you all right? Who would put a hot cross bun in the toaster? He said, now the whole thing's smoking because it's got melted chocolate on all the inside elements. I'm like,
It'll burn off.
how else are you meant to do it?
Well, people put them in the oven.
grill.
And that's what he
Yeah.
said, in the grill in the oven. I'm like,
That
that's
takes too
much.
long. I cut mine in half and I hit it, like
You
bang,
gotta squish
bang,
it.
to squish it down, and then
Yeah.
I put it in there. And over Easter, I was putting heaps of butter and then melted Easter egg chocolate on it. And
Your
But-
commitment to food astonishes me.
but I had to have it before bed because it gives me massive headaches. So I had it, and then I took a migraine pill and went to sleep. So I'm not missing
Your
out.
commitment to food is really intense.
Yeah, well, I've had eating issues for a majority of my life, so I have to make sure how I do my food I feel in control of, or I spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that
so
in
it's like
control? Melting Easter egg chocolate over the top of a hot cross bun?
No, but it's like a ritual.
it's a ritual, and I
yeah.
thought about it for so long because if I eat food like that all the time, it makes me feel a bit out of control. So
Yeah.
I know foods that are safer for me and not, and by no means does it still have a massive grip on my life, but food is not something I can just
Be relaxed with.
I do not have complete relaxation when it comes to food.
I'm
You
the
know what I
same way as
mean?
people,
So
right?
I know foods that are going to make me feel good and foods that are a bit dangerous for me. And around Easter time, that's when it is. So I was like, of course, I'm not going to deprive myself of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it. And hot cross buns are like my favourite thing ever, and so is chocolate.
Hot cross buns with sultana, like you like the fruit ones?
I love the fruit ones. And so doing it, it was like a ritual. I was like, great, I'm having this, and I really enjoyed it.
And you know it's short term, like hot cross buns are short term, so people really
but we've had them in our house for about 6 months now. They come up straight after Christmas.
And you buy 25,000 packets and just freeze them.
Oh, do you?
We just go through them. We go through them that quickly. My kids, Arlo, my son, had about 7 hot cross buns each day. He's a little pig. He just could not get out. But yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about chocolate is it gives me shocking headaches. So I also, again, have to pick, not from an eating point of view, but from a when can I handle having a bad head point of view.
What about really good quality chocolate? Like the real...
Is milk worse than dark?
Well, I don't know. How boring is this? But I don't know. It's like if I have maybe a bit of dark chocolate and then wine, bang, I'm gone. It's a combination of things as well.
Oh, mate, that makes me really sad for you.
It's so sad. It's so very sad.
You make up for it with all the crap you make, though, the substitutes. It tastes good.
Yeah. I have to have delicious things I can go to.
Yes.
Otherwise, if I go, and have something that doesn't make me feel good, then I just sit in my body too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of Easter, I thought school started back on Wednesday, which is today, but it started back yesterday. So I let Back stay down with my mum on a holiday. And I dropped Arlo off at Kinder that's next to the school. And I was like, oh shit, school started yesterday. So he's having 2 days off school just to be down.
School started?
No, and I said to a friend of mine, I said, I swear to God, I thought school started today. She said, 4 people have said that to me.
Oh.
So there was a bizarre miscommunication in the school that it started on Wednesday. Anyway, whatever. He's had 2 days off just for no reason at all. And normally I don't care. Like, I let him have a day off here and there. But I'm like, 2 days.
Yeah.
I feel a bit sick about that. And Sam, my partner's like, I think he's going to pass grade 2, mate. I think he's
right.
That's what my husband
But he's literally... So I messaged my mum. I said, you got to make him read books to you and he's got to write about his weekend.
He could have been sick for those 2 days.
He's all 7.
The school notifies you as well on text message. I always forget to call them. Always. Like, he would
What? That he was absent today?
Yeah.
That's good they do that though, because in our area not that long ago, a little boy got trapped in the car and the mum didn't know that he went into school and came out, but they didn't send text messages then, and now they do.
Hold on, what? He got trapped in the car?
Yeah.
And she thought
he
was
hid in the
school.
car, and then she went to school and he was trapped.
Hold on, explain that again. Sorry.
She dropped him off at school.
So yeah, she's a teacher somewhere else. She dropped them off at school,
Yep.
or was in admin. I don't know the story completely, accurately, but went to school, dropped 2 kids off, and I think one of them is
Ran
on the
back to the
spectrum.
car.
Yeah, and ran back to the car
And hid.
in the boot, and she didn't know.
Oh my God.
And then she drove to her school,
And he was
and
still
he
hiding.
couldn't figure out how to get out of it.
Oh
I
my
think.
God.
And he's fine, but he had to go to hospital and stuff because it was in summer.
Oh, shit.
But if she had been notified via text, because they walked in
would have been
together,
thinking,
he walked into school,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't have been at roll call. But my school's only just started sending a text.
Ours says, I've never got one from my school.
Really? Well, they should implement
They
it.
should. They absolutely should.
I'll
How
bring
do
that
you
up
know?
at the next meeting, yeah.
Especially if your kids walk to school or ride their bike to school.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
it's
Yeah, they
important.
should. Yeah, I agree.
Do you go to the parent teacher? Are you
No,
part of the...
no, I am not.
Neither.
I don't have, I should be embarrassed to say this, anything to do with my school.
Don't you?
No.
I don't really either.
I don't even get
I
out of
should
the car
because I've got
ever.
3 kids going through there.
So you don't... Have you made any mates?
When my daughter started, I made a few really good friends.
Yeah.
Prep mums.
Not friends
And
with them
now I
anymore?
No, we are, but we're friends outside of school.
Right.
You know what? I reckon it's your first kid that does it, and the
It
other
is.
ones are like stuck, but I've got too many.
No, that's the thing now with Arlo. The Kinder folks are getting together and stuff. I'm like, I've done this now. And that's what exhausts me about having the thought of having a third baby is going, I'm going to have to go through all of that again.
You
The
are.
school. Yeah.
But you kind of already have your core. Like, yours are going to have a bigger gap if you do set 3, but like all of the friends I made with Raph have siblings that are similar ages. So it's like,
Same.
I don't have to repeat.
Exactly.
Like, I've got the group and That's enough.
I love my new mum friends.
Yeah.
I just love them so much.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Sam loves them too. The dads are awesome because sometimes the dads in couples are dicks.
Yeah.
These dads are awesome, and we get giddy when we know we're going out with them. We get so
that's a bit
excited.
cute.
Yeah, we love them.
That's good.
And they're such no bullshit, relaxed women. They don't care about anything that is not just important or fun.
Great.
Do you know what I mean?
Good on you.
And
Leave me alone for a while.
you didn't think you'd make new friends.
I didn't.
And look at you go.
And do you know what? One of them the other night, because I'm the most antisocial person, but I'm a little bit more social now. One of the mums the other night, because she doesn't know me as well as you guys yet, said, we're going to have a dinner party with, you know, some mixed people. And I was like, I need someone fun. And she said, and my husband Steve said, oh, you and Sam get along with everyone. And I was like, oh my God, you have no idea that I'm the last person to invite to a mixed dinner party.
Can I say, you might feel uncomfortable in yourself, but you're actually very warm.
Oh, she's totally
When you-
socially capable.
Yeah, when you would never know.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm comfortable, but most of the time in a crowd more than 6, and if I don't know you, it's a huge effort for me.
I'd rather be in a massive crowd.
No
I find a small
way.
crowd worse. More pressure on you.
What about 6 people you don't know?
That's what I meant. 6 people I know is my favourite thing ever.
Same.
6 people I don't know, that's hard work. But we've also, Sam and I have been invited to a dinner party on Friday night.
Why do you say dinner party? Like,
Because it's a dinner party.
It's very
It's a
70s.
dinner party.
Dinner parties make me feel like I'm literally 90.
Do you reckon they're going to
This
eat
is the
Don't
thing.
say dinner. You're coming over for dinner. You're not having a dinner party.
No,
It's like play date.
these people, dinner party. This is what I mean.
They
It's
have
different.
real plates and
Oh,
cutlery
they
too,
use
don't
crystal
they?
and
And
stuff.
they have a tablecloth.
Yeah,
And a
maybe.
centerpiece.
But my friend who said, come over, we're going to have a dinner party, she was like, it's a thing. We've said, let's have a dinner party.
Oh, so very retro.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
these people we're going to with on Friday night are the dinner party kind. So they would have special cutlery and crockery for a dinner party. And Sam and I like,
I got
do we have
plastic
to dress up? Like, what are we
And then
wearing?
you're using your fork and knife.
Yes, wrong hand, stabbing the steak.
Because the dinner party, if
I'm
I
not
have
gonna
people
do
over
that
for
shit.
dinner, it is takeaway or I'll have a salad and get like literally pulled pork from down the supermarket.
Yes.
You know, or it's like make your own,
Mine's
just put your own
Domino's.
pork on.
Yeah.
Domino's.
Of course, mate. Domino's is great.
I've never ordered from Domino's in my
I
life.
said the same thing. I said exactly the same thing a month ago, and I think I've had it 14 times since. Pepperoni.
Just pepperoni.
It's the closest I've got to American pizza.
American pizza's the worst.
Are you joking?
You need a lot of toppings on there.
You have lost the plot.
I have no interest in margarita pizza.
American margarita pizza, every human on the planet is into.
No. No, I want lots
So
of
you know
toppings.
she's lost it.
Domino's. Mate, must be doing well because they're everywhere. So.
And you can't you track
We
the
need to get a
driver?
sponsor.
Like
Yeah.
Uber, you can
And you
track
can
the
pay
driver.
$3 for 20 minutes turnaround or $5 for 15 minutes. So when my kids are feral, I'm like, $5. Get it here in 15 minutes. And if you don't, you get voucher.
Someone knows their Domino's.
I'm on it.
Hey, we're going to get out of here.
That was really uninteresting. I think that's
Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're still listening, thank you.
How
Oh my
many
God,
people
seriously,
listening?
thank you. I love you so much.
3 people.
Head to our Show and Tell Facebook page, our Show and Tell Instagram. It's Show and Tell Online. Also our website, showandtellonline.com.au. We've got some awesome stuff up at the moment. I kid you not. Lenny Kravitz has done a video. Even if you're not into Lenny
You
Kravitz,
want
me
voice
to-
back?
Hey,
Get off it.
you
That
will
guy.
not believe. You will not believe your eyes.
his house is
When you-
incredible.
It's not even just the house, the entire property. It is, you have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, so head to our website and watch that. You know, Lenny Kravitz literally comes up to your vagina flaps.
I don't care. And that's a perfect height, isn't it?
He's the smallest man in the world. There's heaps of other stuff on there as well. All the podcasts, TV shows we're listening to, The Bold Type. I wrote about that the other day. If you're into that, go and check that out.
Best show ever.
And a couple of you have been writing comments on iTunes under our podcast, which helps us
Yes,
so much
it's
get
very
you
lovely.
bumped up. So we would love that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. That is us for now. Ciao.
Bye.